Hello friends, how are you? Today I'm gonna show you how I make charcoal soap, but it's not just regular charcoal soap. It's made from goat's milk, not water, but goat's milk, which makes it like very soothing and gentle for the skin. So it's not easy to make. It's a special way you have to follow to make this kind of soap, and I'm gonna start with safety. So first of all, when you do soap from scratch, you want to make sure you have vinegar. You want to have it handy. You're not gonna use it for the soap itself, but because you're dealing with such a strong base, lye, you want to have vinegar in case it splashes on your skin or somewhere you need to deactivate it. That's when you would use vinegar. Second, you want to have some facial covering. You may have this facial shield or just glasses like that to cover your eyes, whichever one you prefer. Sometimes I use this one, sometimes I use this. It depends. Of course, you want to have protection for your skin, so disposable gloves. And then because there's gonna be some smells that are kind of harmful and not pleasant, I would recommend that you use a mask. I'm not gonna be using mask today because I wouldn't be able to record as well. You wouldn't hear. So this is the safety: the vinegar, facial shield, gloves, and a mask. Now the second thing, I'm gonna show you what equipment I have. You're gonna need a scale, pretty accurate scale. Then you're gonna need a dedicated slow cooker. I bought this one for, I don't know, maybe $5. It was really inexpensive, but I only use it for making soap. And also you're gonna need like a mixer, and this is a dedicated mixer. I don't mix anything else besides making soap. Then you're gonna need a container in which you're gonna mix the lye, and I just use a yogurt container. This one is 48 ounces. It works really well for me. Then you're gonna need some sort of plastic spatula. This is from a dollar store, so it was just $1. You're gonna need like a spoon for mixing, and then you're gonna need something like that. I have also a measuring beaker made of glass. So pretty much what you don't want is to have anything that is metal, because we're gonna deal with a very corrosive substance, so we don't want metal. Then the last thing, as far as equipment is concerned, you need some forms, and I use these kind of forms made for soap, and this recipe will be enough to fill this one, then this one, and this one, and then this one. Each of these forms will give us a different shape of the soap, so that's why I like to do it. And I like to do like larger quantities rather than just a couple of soaps, because then it just cures for 4 to 6 weeks, and then I can use it for a long time. So that's why I make larger quantities. Now when you have something so flimsy like this, make sure you have something to put under it, because when we're gonna be filling this, you want to be able to transfer it to this bigger box. It's not stable enough to transfer the soap just by itself, so you need to have some sort of support. Also, you want to have some sort of covers for these, so I use like a cardboard. This one is for this. I have one for here. I have one for here. This is, see, I've been using it many times, so they are pretty used. And this one you can use for here. So you can find like a box like this, and then forms. I used these forms many times before, so you can see that there is some old soap inside. So I need to shake it off and make sure that there is like nothing inside. This is the size. It's a regular loaf size, crafter's choice, and these ones are like generic. I don't know. This one has really nice pattern. It says I love you or something like that. Love and joy or roses. Yeah. So it's a really nice gift for somebody that you like. First thing we're gonna do is to warm up the oils, and I'm gonna use this palm oil. I have just a huge container of it. You can see there's a lot of palm oil inside. So let's turn on the scale, and I'm gonna zero the scale. I'm gonna need 925 grams of this oil. I just bought this huge container once and now I have to use it. But if you don't have palm oil, then you can use lard or tallow. They are similar in properties, but I wouldn't change into other oils because then the recipe may not work out. Okay, so I have 928. Well, I assume a couple of grams are gonna be lost, so this is good enough. But with this recipe, it's very important to be as accurate as possible. So I'm gonna transfer this to the slow cooker. And I'm gonna turn on the slow cooker on low to slowly warm up the oil. While the palm oil is warming up, I'm gonna zero my scale again. I'm just gonna use the same container. And now I'm gonna measure out castor oil. I need 92.5 grams. Okay, so I have a little bit too much. $110. Guess it's close enough. I'm gonna add this one. Some of it stays on the dish here, so it's okay if it was a couple of grams more. Okay, I'm gonna zero the scale again. And now I need to add 18.5 grams of beeswax. And this is my own beeswax. So maybe when you get it from a store it will be like granules, but this is from my own hive. Okay, 20, close enough. I'm gonna add the beeswax. And now I need 444 grams of coconut oil. So I'm gonna zero this again. And now I need to add coconut oil. I need 444 grams of that. All of these oils are kind of hard. I mean, some of them. I have 447. That's close enough. Let's transfer that in. See, some of those oils stay on the dish here, so it's okay if I add a few more grams. And now I'm gonna zero that in again. And I'm gonna use 370 grams of olive oil. Okay, let's add that in. And that's all of the oils. I'm gonna keep warming them up now. Now we're gonna move on to the liquid ingredients. We're gonna zero the scale again. And I'm gonna use goat's milk. However, I only have 16 ounces. There's 16 ounces here. So that's not enough. I'm gonna supplement it with distilled water. You can do that. I know that this recipe worked out for 100% raw goat's milk because I've done it before, but this time I just don't have that much goat's milk, so I'm gonna use all I have. And I need 703 grams. I have 480 from this, and then I'm gonna put some distilled water to have 703. You can cut down a little bit on this because if you add a little bit less of the liquid, then the soap will cure faster. But I don't want to do it at this point. I have my liquid ingredients and I'm gonna put them in the freezer because I want this to be solid, because otherwise when I add lye, it's gonna burn and I'm not gonna get soap, I'm gonna just get some burned protein. Because when I add lye to the liquid ingredients, the temperature goes up really quickly. So to prevent that, I need to put this in the freezer and make it solid. But don't freeze it too much, because if you freeze it too much, then you're gonna lower the temperature too much and then there's a problem. You're gonna have to heat it up. We also are gonna need a thermometer because we need to be able to check the temperature of the fats and of the lye. So this is a good thermometer because it allows me to change the mode to surface and I can check the temperature of the oils. Right now the temperature is 71.6, so we're warming them up. (69.3) on the harder parts. Now while the milk and water are in the freezer and the oils are heating up, let's check the temperature, the surface temperature. (77.7), so it's going up slowly. I'm gonna measure out the lye. I use an old container. I used this lye before. And I'm gonna need 262 grams of lye. So first I need to zero my scale again. Okay, 267. 265. Guess that's okay. Now, while I'm waiting for the oils to heat up and for the goat's milk to chill down, let's prepare the working space. This has to be, the surface has to be protected with some paper or something. So it's been about an hour and a half since I started warming up this oil, and I've been monitoring the temperature. It's still not fully dissolved. I want to dissolve it, so let's check the temperature. And it's 126. My goal is to have 110 degrees of the fats, and then 110 degrees of the lye solution as well. So I'm just gonna mix it to make sure that the oils are all melted. So I took out the goat's milk from the refrigerator, and you can see that it's like frozen a little bit. There's still some liquid, but there's some frozen chunks. I don't want it to be entirely frozen because then the temperature will be just too low. And let's check the fats. Let's check the temperature for the fats. It's 114, so that's a good temperature. I want to keep it at that temperature pretty much, so I'm gonna turn it off and keep it covered. They are pretty much all melted. There's just a little bit of this beeswax because it wasn't purified. So now is the time to put the gloves on, and I'm gonna be mixing the lye that I have the measured amount of lye with the goat's milk, and my goal is to maintain the temperature low so it doesn't burn the milk. Right now the milk is at 44 degrees. We want it to get to about 100, 110. So I'm just gonna be adding it slowly. It's kind of hard to do it with one hand. And I have a clean spoon. Make sure it's not metal spoon. Let's check the temperature. 47, so it already went up a little bit. And I have to add it slowly, not too much at a time. That's very important. $70. So the temperature is going up. This is the point at which you want to have good ventilation, because the fumes that are being generated are not healthy. So you want to have good ventilation at this point. $96. So the temperature is rising quickly. and I'm seeing that the solution is turning a little bit yellow, which means I have to slow down. I don't want the milk to burn. $95. Since the temperature is getting high, a little bit too high, it's 85. I put ice and water to keep this solution colder. So I keep cooling down this goat's milk and water mix. And I just need to keep monitoring. Okay, the temperature went down. So now I can add the rest. Just cannot add all of it at the same time because it can spike the temperature. This process is complicated just because you don't want to burn the milk. That's why it's important to have a good thermometer. See, the temperature is going up. If I were to freeze the milk a little bit more, I wouldn't have to cool it down so much. But then once I froze it too much, and then I had to actually warm up the solution to 110. So that was difficult too. I personally would rather cool it down than warm it up. Alright, 101. Still have a little bit. It just takes patience. You can see it's turning more yellow. $100. That's pretty good. Alright, so I don't want to cool it anymore. I want to keep it at 100. $111. That's perfect. Let's check the fats now. $74. we need to warm up the fats pretty quick. Alright, so I'm just gonna pour it in. Okay, so all of it is poured in. Those little chunks that you see, those are pieces of wax that didn't dissolve, but that's okay. Now it's already getting like kind of like a pudding. I'm gonna switch to this mixer. And now we're supposed to mix it until it kind of becomes thick. It's called mixing it to the trace point. It's already getting thicker, you can see that. But it's not trace yet. You just mix it like this, and then you turn on the mixer and then mix it like this again. It's getting so much more thicker. It's getting very close to the trace point. Now is a good time to add some essential oils. I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of peppermint essential oil. And let's mix it in. We're getting very close to the trace point. So you can see a trace when I take it out. That means that it's ready to be poured into the forms. I'm gonna make just one portion, just clear soap or yellow, because these soaps have the love signs. I don't want to make them black, you know. You don't want love to be black. So this will be yellow soap. See, now it's much easier to have it on this base, because otherwise it would be too flippy. Okay, so I have a activated charcoal here. I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons. And let's mix that in. And that's pretty well mixed in. Now I really have to hurry up because it solidifies so quick. Make sure there are no like air pockets. You can always trim it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just straighten up a little bit. I'm gonna cover this like that and place it in the box. It's getting thicker. With every second, it's getting thicker. Smells very nice with this peppermint essential oil. It's a really nice smell at this point. I'm gonna smooth it out a little bit. I'm just gonna cover it with this and place it in the box. And now I have just this one left, and it's getting really thick. need to use it all. I don't like to waste. Okay, so that's all. I'm gonna smooth it out. Okay, and now I'm gonna cover this one and it's going to the box. Now, so this is the box. I cover it, close the box and cover it with some blankets, towels. Keep it in a warm place for 24 hours. It's gonna stay like this for 24 hours and then I'll show you what I do next. So the soap has been curing here for about 48 hours and I'm gonna take off the blankets and remove the soap from the molds. If 48 hours is about the time that you can cure it and the soap is almost ready to be used, but it's better to let it cure 4 to 6 weeks after that to help with the evaporation of water, and that will make the soap harder. And more stable, but it's been cured already. I like these silicone molds because they are so flexible and it's so easy to take the soap out, and we can use a little bit knife. Separate the cardboard from the soap itself. Here you go. This is super easy to take out. And you can see how beautiful it is. It has this awesome shape. And it's such a good soap. We can clean up the bottom. And we can use like a potato peeler to remove the edges, to make them smoother. Remove the top. And here you go. This is such a nice soap. It's still a little bit soft and sticky, so we need to cure it 4 to 6 weeks. But generally the saponification process, the reaction between the fat and the lye, most of it has already taken place. So it's actually a soap already. This is so easy to take out. It's so much fun. You can see this is all you need to do is just flip it like that and it comes out. So that's our first mold. Pretty much I would call it a success. Okay. Now let's take this one out. this one has a rose and it says life and rose, stop and smell the roses. Here's another one. They do have a little bit of that wax in them. This is a wax that didn't melt completely, so that's what it is. And this one is super easy to come out as well. I like this mold because I don't have to cut the soap. It's already the right shape. So probably this one I'll just put it like on a side so it has more air around it. This is what happens when you don't fill the form completely, and there was a air pocket here, so it got like misshaped like that. With this last one, I'm gonna do something different. First, I need to take it out. It comes out pretty well too. It's still pretty soft soap. Okay, so I have a big chunk of soap, and this one I'm just gonna cut. And you can cut it with a knife or anything, but I'm just gonna use this. It's really easy to cut, sort of like cutting cheese. And this gives us a soap like this. Of course, you can choose whatever size you like the most. If you like to use something like that, that's a possibility too. I would have to go like this, and then on the other side. And that gives me funny shape like that. Now that's a funny soap. I like about this size, maybe a little bit thicker. The thinner it is, the faster it will be ready for use. Probably like this is my favorite size. like this. Now you can see that my hands get dirty from the charcoal, but you can wash it off really easy. It doesn't stay black like that. Okay, so this is a charcoal soap made from goat's milk and some really good oils with peppermint and it lasts really well. So I'm gonna put this soap in my pantry so it's like dark and cool, and I'm gonna keep it there for 4 to 6 weeks and then we'll start using it. This is a soap that I made about 6 months ago, and it still looks really good. It has really good texture and it smells good, and it's very effective cleaner, and it's also gentle on the skin. It doesn't rip all the fats from the skin, so it's a good soap. So here's a closer look of the soaps. I really like them. I recommend that you start making your own soap, and it's such an awesome hobby. It's actually addictive, I think. Making soap is so much fun that once you start making it, you just keep making it. So this one is still kind of soft, and this is the soap that I made like 6 months ago. See, they look about the same. Keeps the shape really nice. Now when you're gonna dry the soap for those 4 to 6 weeks, turn it around like this every few days so it gets air circulated everywhere evenly. Do it like that. Now I want to give you a little presentation on how this soap works. So this is my 6 months old soap that is made from goat's milk and charcoal, and this is how it foams. See, it has nice hardness to it. It's not like melting like the Dove soap. And also it doesn't rip your skin of all those good oils. So as you can see, all this charcoal just washed off. It doesn't stay on your skin, doesn't stain you, but the skin looks really nice. Thank you so much for watching. Give me thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, come back again for more. Thank you, God bless you. Bye.